All right, guys, we're back for another video in our digital SAT strategy series. Today, we're still on the English portion of the test, and we're going to be going over the main idea questions on the digital SAT. Now, I'll tell you guys this. The main idea questions are some of the hardest questions on the digital SAT because they do take a comprehensive understanding of a passage. You really need to be able to summarize and understand what the passage is trying to say to get the right answer. These questions, and I'm going to start off with just some basic tips. These questions take longer than a vocabulary question or a grammar question. So if you're looking at a time graph of how you're performing on the test, you want to move pretty quickly through the vocabulary questions. Take your time on the more long-winded passages like the main idea questions, illustrate the claim questions, strength and weaken questions. You want to take your time on those because they take a deeper understanding of the passage. You then move more quickly through the grammar questions so that you can complete the section in the allotted time. Just remember, these ones feel a little bit more slow, and that's totally fine. So let's get into the strategy. All right, so you're gonna have a few of these questions, somewhere between 2 and 5. It is a difficult question, so it's important that we address it. The exam question, the actual prompt, which choice best states the main idea or purpose of the text? Pretty straightforward, just what you would expect. Now you're gonna be presented with a passage and you're gonna be asked to state what the main point or main purpose is. And it's gonna be important, once again, using a predictive strategy. You wanna read the prompt, understand it, and predict what you would say the main point is, and then try to match that to one of the correct answers. So let's get into the specifics of the strategy. All right, so once again, guys, the strategy, read and predict. Number one, you want to read the question first before you answer the question to determine the question category. This is so important. I say this every time. You read the question stem first, then you read the passage. You want to make sure that you keep yourself in the right mindset. A vocabulary question is very different from a main point question, very different from a strength and weaken question. So we need to make sure we're thinking with the right mindset from the beginning of the problem. Number two, same idea as many other questions on the digital SAT. You need to use the highlight tool to highlight keywords or clauses in the passage that relate to the main idea. This is a skill that you can develop over time. You need to practice doing it. Students that actively practice these things tend to do better than students that don't. So I'd encourage you to try to do this as you're doing practice questions and practice tests. Number three, in a few words, physically write your perception of the main purpose, your prediction as to what that main purpose or main idea is. You can use the annotating tool in the digital SAT. You could also just keep it in mind. I would recommend that you write it down. This was a lot easier on paper, but with the digital SAT, we have to use the tools that are available to us, so that annotation feature can be huge here. I know it takes a little bit of time, but if it makes you get these harder questions right, that's a huge benefit. Then, with your prediction in mind, you want to review each answer choice and choose the one that most closely matches your prediction. So that's a hugely important thing. You need to be very precise with your prediction so you can match it correctly to the answer choices. Now look, it's probably not going to match perfectly. I mean, that almost never happens. What you have to do is make a value judgment on each answer choice and say, how close is this? Does it say something that's totally different? Is there one word that's oftentimes wrong that makes an entire answer choice wrong? Those are the kind of decision-making tools you need to have in your back pocket when you're taking something like the digital SAT. Hugely helpful. You need to nitpick language and really focus in on the vocabulary, not only in the question, but in the answer choices as well. I can't stress that enough. Now, a common wrong answer choice is going to be a half right, half wrong. Maybe the first half of the answer choice starts out with exactly what you predicted. But then the second half diverts into a different direction, and then you're like, oh, I don't know. And what a lot of students will do is they'll force that answer choice into being the right answer. If you feel like you're forcing an answer choice to be the right answer by manipulating how it sounds or kind of thinking about it in a creative way, that usually means that it's 100% wrong. So just keep that in mind. If you feel like you're putting a square peg in a round hole with a specific answer choice, just get rid of it. It's probably wrong. So let's go over a quick example to see how this works in real time. First thing we do, we read the question stem. What is the main idea of the text? All right, so now we're going to go read the paragraph itself. The following text is adapted from F. Scott Fitzgerald's novel, The Great Gatsby. The excerpt depicts a conversation between Jay Gatsby and Nick Carraway. He smiled understandingly, much more than understandingly. It was one of those rare smiles with a quality of eternal reassurance in it that you may come across 4 or 5 times in life. It faced, or seemed to face, the whole external world for an instant and then concentrated on you with an irresistible prejudice in your favor. It understood you as far as you wanted to be understood, believed in you as you would like to believe in yourself, and assured you that you had precisely the impression of you that, at your best, you hope to convey. So here they're describing a person, they're describing his smile, and they're describing it was a very understanding smile and that it had a reassuring quality. It really made you feel secure in yourself. It made you feel understood. The main point of the passage, if I had to summarize in my own words, is that Nick Caraway is describing Jay Gatsby as the kind of person that had a very reassuring smile and really made him feel comfortable. So A, Jay Gatsby's smile had an exceptional quality that makes others uneasy. Now that is an example of the half right, half wrong answer. The first part was exactly what I was thinking. But then that second part, it doesn't make them uneasy. It makes them feel sure of themselves. It makes them feel confident. We're going to get rid of that one. That's a half right, half wrong. B, Jay Gatsby smiles frequently and easily understands others. Now, this was more about the effect his smile had on other people. So I don't know if that one's correct. I think it's probably wrong. Let's leave that for now. C, Jay Gatsby's smile conveys a deep understanding and belief in others. So that's what his smile conveys. Other people see it. When he smiles at them, they feel more confident. They feel belief, right? So that is probably the right answer. That matches very well with our prediction. D, Jay Gatsby's smile is often misunderstood and misinterpreted by others. No, they said that his smile was very reassuring, right? So people understood it. So we're going to get rid of D as well. Once again, we're going to go back to B and we're going to say that one is too narrow. He smiles frequently and easily understands others. That also takes the wrong direction. It was that other people felt very good about his smile and that it made them feel confident, right? So we're going to go with choice C, correct answer. So hopefully you guys are able to see how this strategy works. I encourage you to go do more practice problems to try to implement this strategy. Implementation of strategies is the most important piece. As I do this series, you have to go do the practice problems to really understand how to use them and how to use them effectively. But once again, thank you guys for watching this video. I'm gonna be back soon with another digital SAT strategy video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you like this kind of content and you want more strategies, and I'll see you guys in the next one.